Now we're good. I was just waiting for you to laugh.
Oh, man.
Kimberly.
Hi.
What's up?
Happy
Hi.
July.
My name is...
It's July.
Hi.
My name. That's how we started this a lot, actually.
We do. There's always like some sort of song lyric that we're just like...
Is
you
there
guys,
any other...
We're kind of chill today.
Is there any
Here's-
other song?
What? Other song what? Give it to me.
Hello. It's
me.
me. Oh, yeah. You're a big Adele fan.
Oh, I love Adele. I love Adele.
Is there another? Like, I'm trying to think of like hello songs. What are? Is there any others?
I don't know. For some reason I was thinking of like knock 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 on heaven's door.
That's a weird choice. We are kind of chill today, guys.
We're really chill today.
It's calm.
It's not. It might
My
not
kids
stay
are
there.
home all week, which
We both are like taking a breath. We're like, oh. Hi. Last week was a bust.
last week
and
was.
It just is what it is.
Yeah.
So.
My kids are home this week though, and that always just throws my entire schedule for a loop. Like, it's not a bad thing. Of all of the summers that I've had with them since they've been in school, so far this has been not terrible. They're a little bit more enjoyable. But it just like throws my schedule for a loop. So like I'm not even eating like normal. I'm not like working out. Like nothing is.
It's funny, for
all
as much as we
wonky.
complain about school year, like rhythms, when we get to summer, we're like, this is
What am I doing with you?
This is totally out of control.
Yeah, that really
I don't know
is.
who I am. I don't know what I'm doing.
I know.
Oh, I hear that.
I know.
feel
So like but this has been the most enjoyable thus
Yeah.
far. We haven't done anything this summer. Have you guys done anything this summer yet? Like,
that. Bro, we've been gone, like, for one.
oh yeah, you have been gone a lot.
We were in Ohio for a wedding. It was 98 degrees outside.
Gross.
Jana and I sat in the back while Bethany played music for it, and I kid
beautiful.
you not,
Was
it was
dripping
like,
sweat.
oh my goodness, it was so bad.
that's
And then, I mean, but kudos to those that got married. And then we went to Iowa for a conference. Yeah, things are happening in Iowa. Yeah.
No, I knew you were going to Iowa. I was just trying to remember the date of what wedding it was, but it wasn't the wedding I was thinking it was.
No, and then we had a wedding that weekend that I actually officiated.
That I heard was really hot, and everybody sat outside for like an hour.
It was, but it was really good.
Everybody said it was
Yeah,
beautiful.
It was
So,
really pretty. And then
shout out to that wedding.
And then church was on Sunday, and had a wedding right after church on Sunday too as well.
You did. Lots of wedding.
Yeah, so it was kind of like boom.
When's your anniversary? Is it
The
in
22nd of July. When's yours?
June 2nd?
Oh, so you guys are already there.
Yeah.
It is over.
Old news.
Congratulations.
Old news.
Well, good job. Good for you.
Made it 13 years, baby.
Whoop-de-whoop.
Yeah. So, summer. I'm
just-
not a summer person.
I like summer. I like what's going on in the summer. It just takes me so long to catch the summer groove that once I
Boo.
catch it, we're back in school.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's kind of how it is. Like right now, like I was just talking to Josh, which if this is your first time listening, welcome. I'm talking about Josh, who is my husband. And I was like, it's July. It's July already. An entire month of summer has gone, and we haven't gone to like beaches. We haven't gone and done any kind of summer activity thus far. We're
might
going
get
to
there.
rectify that this weekend, though.
do it.
Because it's 4th of July this
when you
weekend.
when you guys are listening to this, it will be
but
over.
you don't know
But
that. You don't
yeah.
know when we record.
You don't know me.
You just know that
You don't know.
was 4th of July, and so we're beaching
Well,
all day, baby.
All right, you guys. If you
Anyways.
didn't figure this out already, you're listening to another episode of Greasy and Grace.
Yeah. Oh, that was sweet. That was a sweet way to say it. Like so
Hi.
very demure.
My name's Jordan. Across the table from me, as always, is
Kim!
Hi, Kim. Hi, Kim. Yeah, is Chef Kim sometimes, as people call it. Does anybody
Yeah.
call you Chef Kim?
Yeah, some people just call me chef.
Cooking
and
up
it makes me
shells in
feel
a hot box.
very
Drop
weird.
tops.
Chef makes me feel real
There
weird.
are people, when I start singing lyrics and they figure it out, they're like, how do you know that song? I'm like, bro, I ain't dead.
My past life.
I ain't dead. All
That's
right?
like when what was it? Straight Outta Compton, the movie came out.
Oh, yeah.
My brother,
Just
who's 13 years younger than me,
Roll in the lyrics.
he was listening to it one day, and he comes out of the shower, and I was sitting like, he was in our bathroom, obviously, and I was in our loft, and he
I
walks
hope so.
out. He walks out, and he goes, Kim, have you ever heard of NWA? And I was like, Yes, I've heard of NWA. I existed when their music was coming out.
I'll give you $20 if you can tell me what it stands for, but you can't say it out loud.
Yeah,
so
please don't say that. And don't look it up. Anybody listening?
No, stop it. Everybody right now jumping to their phones like, what? It's not good. It's not kosher.
Yeah. No.
Anyway, you're listening to Grease and Grace, and as you know, every single week we take on a new topic. We dive into the greasy and graceful aspects of this life that we live in. Sometimes it's current events, sometimes it's pop culture, sometimes just thing we know that needs discussed because we want to talk about it so bad. This is our therapy session, and you get a front row couch seat, whatever, to all of the things that are transpiring in our life. I don't know. Okay. It is what it is. It's sounding good at the time. Okay. So what we do is we pick a topic every single week. We talk about that topic, but beforehand, Kim usually pops a question.
I do.
And that question has no bearing on anything that we're talking about, but fun precursor to the conversation.
This time, it has something to do with the holiday that's coming up.
Fourth?
That has already passed for those who are listening.
That's okay.
But the question is, what is your favorite hot dog topping? Like, if you're going all out in a hot dog, it's dog sucking season, baby. Like, everybody needs another podcast I listen to, they call it dog sucking. I can't say it. Dog sucking season.
You said it so fast, like it's a normal thing. You're like, hey, this is what's going on.
Yeah, that's what it is.
If you ever look at me and you're like, hey man, I just want to suck down a hot dog, I'm like, I
know it feels wrong.
It feels like the word moist.
Yeah. It's dog sucking season, baby.
Okay, so anyway.
So, what are you topping your dogs with?
Do you want to know how I make a hamburger when there's hamburgers and hot dogs? Because this is what I put in the hot dog.
Wait a minute.
I know. I'm aware. I'm aware.
You're changing this. Okay.
So if I'm at if I'm like grilling out with the homies, right?
Okay.
And
grilling with my homies.
Yeah. And we're chilling. You know, we got our dickies on with like the
chilling
button-up shirts.
I'm just gonna anytime
keep going. Yeah, please do. I take the bun, I put the hamburger on it, I take a hot dog, I cut it in half, and then I cut it long ways in half, and I stack it like Lincoln Logs on top of it, and then I do mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard, pickles, and everything else you could throw on a hamburger, and it's delicious.
I don't think I can get on board with that. Like, yeah, but like, no.
I learned a long time ago, if you make a hot dog, that you cut it long ways, and then you can put condiments in the middle.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
It's so good.
Because, like, you gotta have the toppings.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're not talking about hamburgers.
My favorite topping, mayonnaise. Underrated and underappreciated.
On hot dogs?
I love mayonnaise on hot dogs.
Mm-hmm. What's your go-to mayo? Are you a Duke's, a Hellman's?
Well, first of all, get that Miracle Whip out of here.
Yeah, Miracle Whip is trash garbage. And I come from a Miracle Whip family. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. Sorry, Grandma. Sorry, Grandpa.
It's got to go.
It's pure trash.
Do
you know why Miracle Whip was made?
No, enlighten me.
It was made, okay, because I don't remember when it came out, but Miracle Whip came out because it was a cheaper option that looked like mayo and acted similarly to mayo. For cheaper, because mayonnaise is made with eggs, but eggs can be expensive. Ew. And so as a
tastes like South Side.
What?
Tastes like the South Side.
I thought you said salsa in a real weird way.
Blech.
And so in order to stretch an egg further, Miracle Whip was invented to stretch out the mayo's usage. I don't know. It's trash.
It is trash.
Pure trash. If you are a Miracle Whip, nope.
It's like when people use what is the opposite of butter? Margarine. Margarine's like a step away from.
Did you know flies?
Wax.
So I have so much random knowledge. Did you know flies? If you left margarine out and butter out, they won't touch margarine.
Well, no, because it's a step away from wax.
It might be wax.
It is. It's so close. Like, I don't understand how people eat it, because when people like spreading that on there, I'm like, I used to put that on curbs and grind over it with my rollerblades. So. Take that to the bank.
I think people put that on the back of their surfboards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a margarine person, but I came from a Miracle Whip family.
Kind of mayonnaise? I don't have a kind. I have the ones that's from Aldi's. Is it Aldi or Aldi's? I think it's Aldi.
It's Aldi.
Aldi. Yeah,
Aldi.
No S. Sorry.
I think that's a Midwest thing. A lot of people put like. I think a lot of people put S's on the end, like Myers.
It's Meyer.
Aldi's.
Revelations.
Guys, if you didn't know, we're in the study revelation, and
People be straight making me mad.
There's multiple revelations happening, but
I
it's
love
one.
that we're studying revelations today.
It's just one.
Multiples? We've only had one.
Okay, so back to the original question.
Mayonnaise, yeah.
You would just put mayonnaise, just plain.
If I only had one condiment.
No, not one condiment. You're loading this sucker up.
Well, if that's the case,
You've split
I start with mayonnaise.
Okay.
Then I put a splitted dog on there, mustard, ketchup. We put some relish if it's available.
That's so saucy.
Bethany makes. I love condiments. I love them, man. They're so good.
That was like a kid, like talking about like candy. I love condiments.
The other night we had chicken, and there was like 20 bottles just sitting there. It was like whatever you want to throw on this bad boy. Like, I love them.
Bethany does make a relish.
Oh, Bethany makes a sweet relish. Yeah. So that, and then maybe some pepperoncinis. You know, those are good. Throw those on there. Onions. Meh. I could do without.
Do you like the
those.
sport peppers?
Sport peppers are okay. You know, like the times you put on like Chicago dogs.
Yeah.
Not a fan because when you bite into one, usually like it's an explosion in your mouth, and you're like, I didn't see that
and
coming.
They're like really chewy. Like
I don't like that. So
right.
so that's it. Yeah, like that's
like it.
Like pretty much anything that's on the counter
classic.
when I'm making a hot dog.
Do you ever do like
fair
weird dogs though?
What do you mean?
Like I
Peanut butter jelly?
No.
Okay.
That's
I mean, if you think about it, if you take the hot dog off and you put peanut butter jelly on it, it's a peanut butter jelly sandwich with a hot dog. That's all it is.
Yeah, but the hot dog then is out of place.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, he's in.
Don't do that, guys.
He's the minority for sure in that.
Don't do that. Although, I mean, I guess you could do like some kind of like jalapeno. Something. Or
I watched a guy
kind.
the other day make like a homemade peanut butter jelly sandwich, and I was like, well, that looks amazing. He made the bread, he made the peanut butter by hand, he made the jelly by hand, the whole 9 yards.
I'm not a peanut butter person.
Peanut butter jelly time!
Ugh. Oh, I loved that song long ago. That was like the original, like...
Peanut butter jelly.
Was that YouTube?
Yeah.
That was one of the original
with the little dancing
YouTubes.
banana.
I've recently gotten Miles and Owen watching Charlie and the Candy Mountain.
Of course you did. What about you? What's your go-to?
Okay, so
What you got?
My like classic, I love a good classic American dog with the mayo, mustard, onions.
So you put mayonnaise on your hot dog too?
No. Mustard, ketchup.
I was going to say.
No, I don't put mayo on mine.
Well, not a lot of people do.
But I love mixing mayo and ketchup with my French fries. Yum. Anyways.
Gianna just got turned on to that the other day.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
And then I like relish and onion. And when I say onion, I mean like it's 90% onion with like 10% hot dog.
I feel like there's onion people though.
I love onions.
Like Bethany's an onion person. She loves them, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, cannot get enough of them. But
they burn my heart.
I have recently started putting sauerkraut on my hot dogs with like a little bit of like French onion and some like the French fried onions and some barbecue sauce or like a barbecue.
That's
ranch.
a good idea.
Yum!
Barbecue ranch and some kraut.
Good.
I love kraut dogs.
So good. I like.
What
sauerkraut.
about like?
Forget about it.
What about like the like made right stuff on it?
What?
You don't know what made right is? We talked about that last week. Like chili dogs. Like when you put like the chili on top of it with like the nacho cheese.
I like chili dogs, but it's not my go-to because I don't like what it tastes like coming back up.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like when I burp,
you already know that hot dog's coming back up, and when you add chili and cheese on that,
that's bad news. Like, and it hurts, it stings when you burp. I don't want to be in pain when I burp. I just like
you're like, man, that hot dog was good, but not good at all.
But like, also, if it's not just like the sloppy chili, and if it's not. If all conditions are not right, then it's gonna suck because I have to be particular about it. So I don't 100%. Get chili dogs very often.
I don't eat hot dogs hardly ever.
Same.
I just know that they're not good.
They are not good, but they are so good.
100%. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the carrot dogs?
Oh yeah.
People are I don't know if I can do that.
Get that out of here.
Has anybody, listeners, if you've ever had that,
you need to go somewhere else because that's disgusting.
You can buy those somewhere at a
health food store.
No, like at a what's it called? like a amusement park.
No, I bet
There's
you
an
can.
amusement park that's selling them.
That's
It's
dumb.
not a hot dog. It's a carrot. It's
Yeah.
a marinated carrot,
yeah.
guys.
Yeah. And you're
Anyways.
shoving condiments on top of that.
So 4th of July, I hope that you guys had a good 4th of July. Let us know what you put on your hot dogs.
And we pray that you did not blow your hand off with any fireworks.
But if you did,
I had a friend in
Send
high school who
pics.
did it.
I want to see it.
Show me your best wound. Wow. All right. Well, I don't know how I recover from that.
Back it up, Terry.
I said that so much. So, okay. That's funny you brought that up
Nobody
because
knows what that
yesterday,
is.
all right, we were cruising around Walmart. I kid you not. This I probably shouldn't tell this, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
I like
so John and I, we went up to Mishawaka. We were gonna go to Sweet Frogs, which is closed. So for those of you who
It
don't
is
know,
official. It's been closed.
but we didn't know.
There was
We didn't
somebody who
know.
like major vandalized it.
Well, that stinks because we went up there for some froyo and
Oh,
it was no yo.
no.
So
Sad face.
so we're like, what are we gonna do? So we went to Walmart and I was like, we can just get you like one of those little cartons, of ice cream or whatever.
That's not the same.
It's not the same at all. But we're behind one of these people on the Rascals. Mm-hmm. And I kid you not,
They have all the fireworks.
They like stopped and they start backing up. It's like beep beep. And I'm like, John looks at me, I look at her, like, back it up, Terry. We sit all night long.
Does she know the reference?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll post that. I feel like everybody needs to keep Terry.
It's got to stay alive.
It's
It's the
gotta-
best thing
it
ever.
is the literal best 4th of July.
What you doing, Terry?
What you doing? Back it up. It's so good. We talked about this last year
It's
too.
so fun.
It's so good.
All
But
right.
anyways, yeah, send pics.
That should
I want
be-
to see your missing hand.
Yeah, that should
Or
be
foot.
your go-to, like, 4th of July, you wake up, back it up, Terry should be like first thing that you listen. You're like, okay, we're
Just
off
get
to a
me in
good
the
start.
zone.
We're off to a good start.
like it.
All right, Kim picks a topic every week. This week's topic
Ooh.
is
friendship.
Aw.
Making and maintaining
I can be
friendships.
friends with you.
You got a friend in me. Burp, beep, beep, beep. I almost asked if you knew where that was from.
I do
You don't
not.
know.
What is that from?
Shut up.
I don't know what's from.
No way.
No,
it's from
it's-
Toy Story.
That's You've Got a Friend
That's what I was
in Me.
singing.
You were way off.
No, I was singing that.
Tomorrow, when you listen to this
Guys!
episode or whenever it goes out,
Guys!
I want you to
Are you Team Jordan or Team
Because I'm pretty sure that's not how that song
I was
goes.
singing it. I was singing
You
it.
got a friend in me.
Whatever, Randy Newton or whatever his name is. What's his name? Randy. What's his name?
Randy.
Is it
I think it's
Newton?
Randy Newton. Yeah. Anyway,
you go?
you ready for
Anyways.
the explanation?
Friendship. Go.
Friendship. All right. Friendship is a relationship of mutual affection between people. It is a stronger form of interpersonal bond than an acquaintance or an association such as a classmate, a neighbor, a coworker, or a colleague. Although there are many forms of friendship, certain features are common to many such bonds, such as choosing to be with one another, enjoying time spent with each other, and being able to engage in a positive and supportive role to one another.
Beautiful.
I should give this definition to some people who call me a friend.
Do you want to just list their names on here?
Hey.
Hey, Gary, I need you to understand what friendship is. Also, Justin, talking to you too, man.
Like, I'm reading through that going, okay. Is that what that is?
This is truly going to turn into a therapy session with you. You end up like, I don't have any friends.
What in the world? All right. So, I'm not done yet. Sometimes friends are distinguished from family, as in saying friends and family, and sometimes from lovers. Ooh, lovers and friends. Although the line is blurred with friends with benefits, and we will not talk about that today.
Nope.
Okay. Similarly, being in the friend zone describes someone who is restricted from rising to the status of friend to that of lover.
Oh.
Friendship has been studied in academic fields such as communication, sociology, social psychology, anthropology, and regular psychology. Various academic theories of friendship have been proposed, including social exchange theory, equality theory, relational didactics, and attachment styles.
I just read a study not too long ago about friendship for some reason, and they talked about how even though like we don't go around smelling one another, we choose our friends based off of like the smell that they emit.
I could totally understand that because like there are some people who
So if you smell dank,
yeah.
how's your friend circle looking?
And like if you notice like the people hang together that smell the same too.
Do they?
Have you ever met a hippie? Like they smell really earthly
They all smell
toned.
like patchouli.
They all smell
Yeah.
like, or Naga Chava.
What is Naga Chava?
The
That's fun.
incense. They all smell like incense.
Yeah. Or patchouli. Patchouli and Nava.
Patchouli.
Sake.
Patchouli is incense, isn't it?
Now
yeah.
Sake.
I love incense.
Sacagawea.
What's up, Pocahontas? Now we're just listing Indian names.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but like it's like your skin. Like it's not your perfume
like how you
or
regularly
anything, like
your musk.
yeah, I guess. And so I was like, do I have any friends that smell bad? That's interesting to me. Anyways, you got friends?
What's your beef? What's your grace?
Oh my goodness. Well, I
or
mean,
your grease? I mean, not your grace. Sorry.
So I have so many. So when I was growing up,
This is really funny. I'm reading a book on this right now. So it's
On
amazing.
friendship?
It's amazing how much these like every time we talk about
That
something,
happens
it happens
often.
all the time.
yeah, that happens often. What's the book about?
It's called Alone Together.
Oh.
Yep. It's a book about like how right now the author is talking about how kids interact with robots. So like you remember like
Yep.
Tamagotchis? Do you remember
Tamagotchi.
those? Yeah, those things. So it's a little dated.
I was not friends with my Tamagotchi. It died real quick.
But she kind of like does like some analyzation of like how they interact, and then she takes it into like relationships and things like that. Anyway,
Lots of people are friends with AI right now.
if you can be,
Which
like
is
that's kind of her
scary.
push is like, is it really possible to be in a relationship with a robot? And one of her big pushbacks is the guy who created the computer or like had his hand in it. Essentially, there was a conversation with him, and it was like, hey, when do you think like people will start trusting robotics? And basically, he said, when you get to the point where you forget you're talking to a robot.
Yeah, that's happening.
And we're there. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
happening.
Yeah.
People. I just was reading something about that not too long ago. About somebody was like, they get like their confirmation, or what's the word? Not confirmation, from their affirmation.
Affirmation. Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right word either.
That's okay.
But of like their thoughts, like from AI. Like
Oh, yeah,
their
yeah, yeah,
AI
yeah.
is like, yeah, this is a great idea, and it's like, no, it's not.
You just generate it out.
It's just very much like algorithmed to you to like support you in the way that you need to be
100%.
supported. It's learned you.
Yep.
So that's a scary thing. So my Greece. Well, so okay, growing up, I was
Back
like,
in the days when I was a
I
young
was
kid growing up,
So I know this is gonna be
dreaming in the
such
projects, dreaming
a
about
shocker.
blowing up. That's Cypress Hill, by the way.
This is going to be a shocker to anybody and everybody who has listened, even for 15 minutes or 15 episodes.
And if that's you, thank you.
I was a wildly obnoxious and wildly hyper child.
Okay.
So, like, I didn't have too many friends.
Because people just couldn't do it.
Yeah,
They couldn't
because
hang
I
with
was
you.
so much, and I was so obnoxious. So, but here's the thing. Here's what really worked out for me. I thought that I had so many friends.
Oh, really? You're just
Oh.
totally oblivious to it?
Yeah, totally, completely
Yeah.
oblivious to the fact that like I did not hardly have any friends. Like I had my solid like group of friends, but like in my head, I had a group of them. My family makes fun of me for it all of the time, but
You're
like
like, I got 20 real friends, and I also have 15 fake ones, so just...
like I thought that the people like that I went to school with, because the school that I went to was really small.
Yeah.
And so like everybody knows. So I guess I didn't understand the differentiation between acquaintances and friends.
Yeah.
And so I just assumed that like if we talk in class, then that means that we're friends. And like I had people who I considered friends that I didn't hang out with for like
It's just like,
years.
we don't hate each other, so if we don't hate each other, then we must be friends.
Then we're friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting because like that verbiage kind of changes as I'm getting older. I'm understanding a little bit more what friendships are.
Yeah.
Friendships are a lot of work.
Yeah.
To maintain them, to show up for multiple people
Yeah.
and let them know that you care.
Well, I mean, I think that's my Greece, like right now, like
Yeah.
with like friends.
With Gary, Justin, Tyler.
Yeah, I'm gonna list all of them. So here's the deal. I'm stepping away from social media for a season right now, and two things are happening. Number one, like I have this really weird like fear of missing out thing going on, and I'm like, Jordan, you're not missing out on anything.
Yeah,
like you're really not. Like here's what you're missing out on. If social media does anything, it's like here's how much people open their windows and how much you can look in. So like really, like but that's not friendship. right? So like if you choose to post things on a social media platform and I get to look at them, then I am gauging who you are based off of looking into that quote unquote window.
Looking at your one good time in your month of not good times.
So what I've been kind of realizing is like, first of all, like that's not friendship.
Yeah.
That's just like, you are allowed to see kind of into my life about what I choose to show you. But then at the same time, you also show me into your life. But that's not friendship. Friendship is seeing like the good and the bad.
Yeah.
Like, and this is going to be kind of weird for people to like probably hear this, but it's like when you come in, we talk beforehand and then we talk a little bit afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, so I can see you. I know what's going on in your life. I know what's happening. I know what's transpiring. We also see each other on Sunday. Our families are friends together.
You
so
drive by my parents' house while I'm trying to track down my
waving your
husband.
arms or whatever the case is. And it's like that's community.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's how it's supposed to be, because there are these little moments where it's like you're supposed to see what you really truly are like. And what I've kind of learned with like social media is, especially like I friended you or I followed you or whatever the case is, like I don't think that's an adequate definition of a friend.
No, it's not.
Because you don't know me.
No, not at all. You like a lot of times too, like when I'm looking at my Facebook anymore, it's like I met you one time at a baseball game. We sat next to each other and had a good time, and we're like, let's be friends on Facebook. But like, I don't have any idea.
And then you drop like this crazy, like, hey, happy birthday. I think you're great. And I'm like, wait a second. Like, I don't even think you know me.
Do you know my middle name?
Yeah, like, but here's where it's really hard for me, because I think, and this has been an epiphany in the past couple of months, I think that we like people who support our causes. And so we're just like, yeah, I want to be around you, and I want you to continue to affirm what I do. Real friendship is when somebody looks across the table from me and they're like, hey man, I love you, but I think you're like imploding.
Yeah.
And or it's when somebody looks across the table from me and goes like I love you, but I also think you're great because you're struggling right now. You know, so it's a balance between saying what you need to hear, but also what you need to hear.
Yeah.
You know, so it's this delicate balance between, hey, this is something that needs modified, and then this is something that you just need to be encouraged with. That to me is a real friend. That doesn't exist in today's society.
We live in a society where you almost can't say anything negative.
100%.
Because especially like this generation, kind of below millennials. So maybe the late millennials into Gen Z, I think. They're so sensitive.
Yeah.
No offense, guys, but like you're super sensitive. And so like it's hard sometimes to be able to sit across from somebody and be like, hey, you're making not great choices, because they're like, I'm living my life for me and I'm living my truth. And it's like, okay, but your truth is kind of sloppy right now.
Yeah.
And you can't say that without like, then you're like ruining. It's so like hot or cold anymore. Friendships have definitely become like very much a hot or cold thing. You can't just be like, hey, I'm just saying this because this is what I notice. I love you. I want to see you succeed. But you are your own stumbling block.
100%.
And so then if you say that to somebody, then they take that as we're no longer friends. And so many people are so willing to just cut ties with somebody because they're against one thing in their life.
Yeah.
Like, never mind that, you know, these people have supported you for so long.
A long period of time.
But then you say this one thing and then they're like, well, we can't be friends anymore because you aren't supporting me. And it's like, no, I support you as a person, but I also see you as a person outside of like your scope of vision. So when I am telling you this is not something that is good for you, it is because it is out of love. Like it is out of a true friendship, a true friend. And if you are willing to cut ties with me just because of that, like, and I haven't experienced that luckily, but I've seen it happen so many times where like all of a sudden you're no longer friends because somebody didn't like your outfit. Like, no, it just didn't look good on you. Like, chill out, sit down. So calm down.
The other day I came across the article. I'll do my best to find it. I was digging as you were talking, trying to find it. I was going to send it to you, but it was like, it was an open letter from a millennial to Gen Z asking to bring back the house party. And like, and basically, I mean, I cried at the end of it because I got to the end of it and I was like, I miss that so much. Where basically what they're saying is that the generation behind us doesn't the house party's gone. So
everything.
So 50% a decrease of people gathering together, and there was even like this crazy stat of like 40% of people don't even go to like a birthday party anymore.
No.
So you just don't do that. But I can recall vividly, and maybe you can too, crashing on my friend's couch, right? At like some random party and like sitting next to this dude, and he's like, man, what's happening right now? I mean, 10 things about you to Dazed and Confused. That's my childhood. And let me tell you what. Yes, there were some things in there that should not have happened and were sketchy, and we totally repent of that, but
yes,
man, the relationships were good.
There's something where like even during the very very illegal activities that took place.
Yeah.
You're still like playing a game next to somebody
100%.
and you're forming a relationship with them, as you're
and there's no phone, there's nothing out there, and this
just hanging out,
right? And this article was saying, first of all, people don't punch in because they're scared that they're going to be captured.
Yeah.
Like, so, and then the second reason why people don't show up is because they have to like get ready, and then the third reason is because they go to bed early because we have priorities the next day.
But there's something to be said, like at least I don't know how it is for guys, but like there is so much community just built in the let's get ready to go out.
100%.
Like I can distinctly remember so many times that like we'd be getting ready to go for a party.
And all your friends came over and did it with you.
My friends, and we all just got dressed, and like there might have been like a pregame. I'm sorry, Mom. But there might have been a pregame.
100%. Yep.
And you're just all like hanging out. There's music playing. You're not too busy taking pictures because we didn't have, if you did, it was like on your
little camera or whatever,
like a Nokia,
yeah.
or even on your digital camera, and so you couldn't like immediately upload.
There's no phone.
You're just there, conversing, having a good time, talking about like what guy is gonna be. Like all of that was such a good time, and I was not too long ago watching something from a millennial talking about kind of like the clubbing days and stuff like that, and Gen Z was like, what? We don't understand.
What are you talking about?
Like, what is this? And it's like, no, it was such a good time. Like the girl bathroom was the best place.
Or you have like
so much going on.
Or you have like two of your girlfriends who are laying on your bed while you're getting ready, and it's like you're talking about all these things,
playing with makeup as you're waiting for your friend and smelling her perfume.
She's throwing a ball up in the air, like talking about Tim or whoever the case is. And
that doesn't happen as much, if at all, anymore, which is really upsetting because that's really where you make like those solid
100%
connections.
And that is probably my first grease with this thing that we have in our culture called friendship, because I'm like, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Like and don't get me wrong, the people who I'm friends with, I love you. I love our church. As a matter of fact, I think this was at the conference that we were just at. This person brought this up. They said church is the only place that is still around that forces community. Like you have to come, you have to be present, you have to like interact with people and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? That's true. I don't think the church has enough time. Like one person was talking about like when you do like, we call it passing the peace because we have purpose behind it. But like a greeting time, there's like sometimes churches do that for 10 seconds and they're like, you should do that for like 3 minutes. Like
there's been
people
times
roam.
where you just like, because I sing up front, and so like a lot of times during passing of the peace, like I get to just listen.
Just watch it happen.
And it's so nice to just hear people talking. Yep. It's so nice. So
I think that's my first like grease is, it's like when somebody calls me a friend. I had a person 2 weeks ago actually call my phone and ask me about something that was going on in my life. I can't even tell you what it meant to me. Like couldn't even like we had a really good conversation, but the fact that they took time out of their day, spent time talking to me, and was like, hey, like you have my undivided attention. I was like, I'm going to give you mine back.
Nice.
You know? So like,
nice.
let's do that. But I think that's my first grease is that the terminology of friend. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I just think that I'm people's guy, you know, like I'm like, you like me because I say what you want to hear.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's like, I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah. So my second grease that kind of piggybacks off of social media and how it's kind of downplayed friendship is, I think a lot of people now, because of social media, think that only friendships, how do I say it? It's like you have to be busy with your friends. You like, in order to hang out with your friend, there has to be an event. Like, you have to be doing something. You have to be planning something. There has to be day dates. There has to be brunch. There has to be...
How about next Tuesday at 2:00?
Yeah. So I just had somebody not too long ago, and I don't know if she listens, but like, for so long, she and we've gotten along. Every single time we've gotten along, our kids are fairly similar in age.
Sure.
And she every single time is like, well, let's go out. But because I am in that mindset, because I also fall privy to this of like, you have to do something with your friends. You have to,
go bowling. Yeah, whatever.
So like, I just saw her not too long ago, and she was like, well, if you just need a friend, then like, let's hang out. And I'm like,
yeah, let's do that.
And so this year, 2025, has kind of been the year of me like trying to be a better friend, understanding what friendships are, because for 8 years I owned my restaurant, and so all my friends came to me.
Yeah.
And so I have
Which is a great reason to start a restaurant.
It is. Although I relied on that.
Yeah.
And so after I have left that, I have realized like I'm not a wonderful friend right now, because like I also have to show up for them, which makes me sound terrible. I might have been a terrible friend. I don't know. But
I think we all are on some level.
Yeah. And so I've been trying to get used to like, okay, go be with your friends. Like I have another friend who anytime her door is open, she's like, come in. So like, I just show up and I go in. There's so many friends now that I just show up at their house.
Well, and I think because I'm in this and you're going through it, like, your kids are younger, and I think when you're younger, you're just trying to get your kids through.
Yeah.
Like, I think you're just like whatever. And so you build in this mentality where, like, if the phone rings, you don't answer it. If somebody comes to the door, you're like, I'm not home.
Yeah.
And I think you're just doing that because you're so overwhelmed. Like, you're like, I have to get these kids to school. We have to do bedtime. So you're overthinking, like, everything. You're trying to get things, like, figured out. Then when your kids get, like, my age, where they're, like, they go off and do their own thing. I mean, Karina was gone last night until like 9:30. And I was like, okay. And then Gianna like flies out the door, And so Bethany and I look at each other, and we had a friend of ours pop over, and I was like, you can hang out as long as you want. Like,
you got nothing else to do.
Like, I seriously don't care. Like, you could be here, because I'm at the age right now where I'm gonna look at you and be like, I'm going to bed. Like, so I gotta go.
Yeah.
So you either stay or I gotta go. And those are the like. This is gonna be so bad, but. There was a time where I wanted to accumulate as many friends as possible.
Yeah. And
now I'm at the point where I'm like, I just want 4. like I just want to bring back my best friends, not necessarily my best friends that I had back then, but like 4, 5 solid friends who like
that can just pop over, and you, no matter what your house state is in,
and I'm glad to see them.
You're just happy to see them.
100%.
Yes, I am in the exact same boat. I am trying. Right now, I'm in that, like, you just have to maintain your friends. You just have to maintain it, because I know eventually...
But they'll change.
It'll change.
They'll change, yeah.
But, like, getting myself used to, like, this new dynamic type of situation, so that when Miles and Owen get, in 7 years, get to be the age that your girls are, then, like, I have at least a handful.
Which is literally a blink away.
It is. And so, like, I am, like, playing this fine line, because they are slightly more independent. Like, they are 8 and... Are they 7? 7 and 8. So, like, they're independent. They can put themselves to bed. Yep. I mean, like, Josh does a whole routine with them now. Yeah. But, like, I'm not as needed as I am. So I can get away a lot more. But, yeah, back to the Grease. I feel like a lot of people... myself included, are like, we have to have something to do. And it's like, no,
and
your
really
real friend, like I have 2 like solid friends, and my one, her entire house is completely ripped out. She does not have a kitchen. She has like a couch in her living room. And she was like, but my house. And I was like, I don't care about what your house looks like. I'm here to hang out with you. Like, whatever that may look like.
Unless you smell like Navachava, or whatever. Like, then we gotta
she
go
does
there.
not. But like, that's a true friendship, when you can just like, I genuinely don't care. And like,
You'll find too that your friends are waiting for you on the other side. Like we're at this spot right now where like I don't want to say like we were distanced from them. We just were in a stage of life, and we're finding that like people 10 years ago that we were friends with are like still there.
Yeah.
And they're kind of coming out of their thing and we're coming out of our thing.
Yeah.
And we've like met on the other side and we're like, hey!
Yeah.
You know?
It's a little bit different. Like at first it's like we're tired. And then it's like, hey, we did this. Celebrate.
Yeah. So like we had a couple people over the other night and like we just hadn't talked to them forever. We just fell right back into the groove.
Yeah.
It was like, oh man, like that's cool. Like this is fun.
Yeah.
And it was like we had like in our back pocket, like if we wanted to play cards or whatever the case is, we never got there. And I was like, it's cool.
Yeah.
Like we're laying on the floor, hanging out. But I totally agree with you. Like that whole like definition of friend that you had growing up is, I don't even know if it's obtainable anymore.
That's the hard thing. It's like there are friendships that I'm like, I made friends so easily in school because you see everybody. I mean, that is your community.
Yeah.
So you see everybody. So then as we have now become adults, like making friends, like where does everybody hang out? You know what I mean? Like it's hard to figure out. And like your best friend in high school, you'll never have a friendship like that.
Well, and there's no places to hang out anymore either. Like for us, it was the town square. We all cruised, like, and you stopped at the town square and you hung out. And so it's like, no matter what time it was, somebody was there.
Yeah.
So it was 10 o'clock at night. Cool. You knew Jason was going to be there. You know, like, or whatever the case is. So we just kind of found our way back to that place. I told Bethany the other day, I said, I want to just go home to my hometown and just see who's still on the square. And the answer to that question is, you don't want anybody to be there.
Yeah.
Because you want them to progress. You want them to grow up and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like, man, it's almost like Cheers. You know, like, but where did they go?
Yeah.
You know, and do they still have that longing for what we had back then when life was simpler? You know?
So much easier.
You got any graces?
Graces of friendship is as I am progressing into like I am in middle age right now, but I am finding what the true definition
Actually,
of
you're a little
friendship
younger than
is.
middle age.
I am, but like I'm like,
but I'll give it to you.
I'm on the
You're on the
later
cup.
half of my 30s.
Yeah, you're getting there.
I'm on the later half of the 30s.
I mean, if you lived to 90, you're still young.
That's very true. But like I am able to better define what friend is and how I want to be a friend to others. Yeah. And so the quality is changing. Like, which is really fun.
Would you say you're more selective then?
I'm much more selective. I am much more, selective would be a word. I'm just more careful because I understand myself a little bit better and like what I need. Because like when I was like kindergarten and stuff like that, I made friends with like, I had a friend who they had all of the Disney movies.
Yeah, but there it's like, do you like apples? Because I like apples, so we could be friends.
Yeah, but like I hung out with them because like if I wanted to go and play with Polly Pockets, I went to you know Chelsea's house. Yeah. If I wanted to,
and if Chelsea turns out to be a complete tool, you just leave and go home.
Exactly.
100%.
But like our mutual friendship thing was like we both like Polly Pockets. We both like to do Skip It. She had Skip Its and Polly Pockets, so I went to her house. Like that was friendship then. Yeah. Now it's like, well, what's your personality like? Yeah. Are you cool if I am a super
Are you gonna be
weirdo?
a complete weirdo if like in like 2 months, like when we what's gonna happen with you? Because we need to know. I agree with that.
It's really hard though too, because as I'm making friends, like we have a couple who I think they still listen. I'm not really sure, but they I really, really like them, and we always have a really good time. They're the friends who like come over for game night, and then we never actually get to any games. We're just like talking the whole time. Yeah. But like, I really enjoy them. But I'm always like, do you like us?
Do you really want me there? Because if you don't want me there, you just say it.
Like,
and that's the problem with being an adult right there.
I know.
You're like, overthinking. Are you sure? I don't know. You go to bed like at 8, right?
You didn't text me back for 4 days. So does that mean that we're not? Are we not?
I don't think we're friends. I'm going to go with no.
So, but yeah, like the quality of friendships that I am like gaining and maintaining
Yeah.
are much better than the quality. Not to say that my high school friends, sucked or anything.
Or you're like, did your spouse say this? Like that. I know you get along better with my spouse, so they probably you want them there, don't you? But not me.
Man, and you have to find couples who they both were like.
Yeah.
That I need couple friends,
especially when you get married. Like that's a weird thing because
That's
it's
hard.
like now, like I like this person, but you don't. Like forget it.
Yeah.
You might as well just back that up.
Yeah, that's really tough. Luckily, the my best friend that I have had since I was 4, her husband and Josh get along really, really well together. So like,
which is super rare.
That's so wonderful. It's so, but like trying to find a couple who also has kids, like there's so many boxes right now that we're trying to check with our current friendships. And so the fact that we have one couple who has a son that's the same age as our oldest and they're really fun.
Well, that's the other thing. If you have kids and they have kids and they're not the same age, forget it.
Yeah, that's
it doesn't
so
work.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have somebody else who she has 2 kids, but they're little. Like they're little. And so my kids do not enjoy the same things that her kids do. So like we will never find an in between.
Yep.
So
no,
I don't know.
get it.
What graces do you have?
I married my best friend.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I know we're not talking about like relational dynamics in regards to spouse, but Bethany was like, and is still my best friend. So like, I always tell people, I was like, if you want to hang out, Bethany's, I'm going to, she's number one.
People,
in that
let me tell you about my best friend.
He's a warm-hearted woman.
Love until the end.
R.I.P. Robin Big.
Anyways.
What a great show.
That was such a fun show.
Oh, my goodness.
That was a friendship. I wonder if they're still friends. I don't know. If
He's dead.
Who?
Big Black.
What?
He died. You didn't know
When?
that? Yeah.
I think I did.
Yeah, you knew that.
Now that I
I'm
think
pretty
about
sure.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Way
I
to
did know
act
that.
surprised, but not at the same
Yeah.
time.
It all came to me. It came back.
If you find a good friend, you keep it.
Yeah.
Like, keep them. And I think...
Don't be worried about their house. Like, so many people are so worried about, like, my house isn't perfect. Come over to my house. It's going to look a hot mess. I've got tumbleweeds of fur all over the place in my house. Come on. Pick them up with me.
You be sneezing before you leave. I mean, there's a lot of pet things going on there.
Anyways.
So yeah, like that's a big one to me. I mean, there are, it's funny. You always have those friends too that you fall back into grooves with.
Yeah.
Where like, I have a couple of friends who, I mean, I kid you not, will not talk to me for 6 months, and it's just who they are, you know. And then all of a sudden, like, a text comes out of nowhere, and it's like, hey, and it's like, okay, I guess we're back, But we never left.
Yeah.
It's just life kind of happens in that regard. So, reading that description, your friends do become closer than your family on some levels sometimes, just because it's like, we've been to weddings and stuff like that, and we were like hanging out with people, and like they just really feel like family, because they've been with you through thick and thin and stuff like that. It makes you want to be more transparent with those people. And I think that's something I'm learning too, is like, I don't know, in the pastoral world, I feel like we're always like, giving and like asking, and like, oh, how are you? And we forget to respond back because, we're people too. It's like doctors.
Yeah.
I have a couple of doctor friends, and they just have a really hard time carrying on conversations because that's what they do for a living. They're constantly like asking you questions and what's going on with you.
So to have to answer those questions is
like, so to flip that on them is kind of like, huh? And you just have to be patient with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I don't know, man. Like that old proverb, a friend sticks closer than a brother is so true.
Yeah.
Like there is very,
unless you're really good friends with your brother, like me.
Well,
but you don't have a brother, so
I don't.
Sucks to suck, nerd.
Well, good for you. Oh my goodness.
That's funny. Anywho,
it's more fun to talk like grease about it because like friendship is just such a weird thing today.
It's so weird. It's I just am like, what do you all do? Like, what do you guys do with your friends?
Yeah.
What's your friends look like? See, I'm going into questions already.
What was it?
Well, I was like, what's your longest friendship?
Friendship?
Yeah.
Well, you beat me on that because you have your friend from
since we were 4. We met when we were 4. I would say though, honestly, I don't think that we really hung out until like second grade when I moved back. Like we were friends before that in school, but I don't have any memory of like hanging out with her before I moved. And I moved in second grade to South Bend for like a half second. And then when we moved back, I remember like going over to her house a lot more. But so we've known each other since we were 4. I would say we've been active friends since second grade.
I still have a buddy who lives one state over. Him and I don't talk a whole lot anymore, but I guarantee you I could call him right now and pick up.
Yeah.
He's just that way. And
Yeah.
I would do the same.
Yeah, I do have a couple friends like that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's another thing. Call.
Yeah.
Call your friends and
Yeah.
like answer the call.
Because
So many
now if people call, we
don't-
just think that there's an emergency.
Yeah, I call my friends a lot. Actually, I don't call you on your birthday, obviously.
You're okay. Don't worry about it.
But like, I
Then they'd
call.
be like, what's Kim calling for? I'm like, I don't know.
Every once in a while, I call
Maybe
you.
she's stuck in a train. That's normally what happens.
The normal train.
Yeah. Well, it's Thursday at 1:00. She's probably stuck in a train.
I'm slowly learning the train schedule.
Oh, yeah.
But like, I call my friends, and sometimes they don't pick up, and I'm like genuinely hurt because I'm like, I just wanted to talk to you. Like, I want to talk to my friends instead of text. Like, yes, texting is fun and fine, and I do that. I have friends in Florida, and so like I text them more than I call them.
Yeah.
But like, we voice call one another often as well. And so when I have friends who don't ever answer their phone because they're not used to talking on the phone,
what
I'm
is
like,
happening?
just talk to me on the phone. Like, oh.
So I found that article. Listen to this. This is the last part of the article, but listen to this. Our collective phone addiction has made us retreat into the digital world for a feeling of connection and community, but hearting an Instagram comment isn't the same as dancing with a friend. Firing off a Hinge message isn't the same as blushing with a cutie on the kitchen counter.
Oh, that's so true.
House parties bring us together physically and allow us to be our noisiest, messiest selves.
Yeah.
They are a spade dedicated to lighthearted decadence and enjoyment for the sake of enjoyment. They are decidedly unserious in a world that feels sophisticatedly serious. I think we all need an injection of some joy de vivre at this moment to energize us, to remind us that we have a wonderful world worth fighting for. Now more than ever, we need the warmth of a hand in ours, a sudden flash of a grin, the reviving electric energy of community. Last thing he says, because here's the thing about house parties. You don't need to drink if you don't want to, and you don't need to spend a ton of money. You could even suggest that other partygoers drop their phones into a bag at the beginning of the night to ensure you won't have to go viral on TikTok by the morning. Mm-hmm. It's important to get out there and try to feel footloose and fancy-free, even if it's just for a night. The dewiest skin in the world isn't worth doom scrolling all evening, loneliness tugging at your heart.
Oh, that's a wonderful... Whoa, that like gave me chills.
As I got to the end of it, and I literally had tears in my eyes because I was like, you just long for what was.
Yeah,
you know?
It is.
And you're like,
it's true, though. There's so many, like, so we have our yard that I have been landscaping. But I have been like, I want to have people at my house.
Yeah.
And when that happens, I don't think it's going to happen this year, but when that happens, I will have a basket. And I've almost thought about inviting like, yes, drop your phone in, but also bring a friend.
Yeah.
So because nobody wants to go to anything if they don't have their like comfort person with them. But like, if I invite 8 people, bring a friend. Mm-hmm. It can be a spouse, but it can also be a friend. But I want it to be a place where like you come and we just talk. I'll have games and I'll have music on and it'll be a good time. And maybe I'll make a friend. Maybe you'll make a new friend.
Yeah.
But like, you just come to the house and exist.
Because it's Tuesday.
Because it's Tuesday.
Yep.
And I've also thought because of I have my new house and you can't tell if I'm ever home or not.
Yeah.
Of having like a I'm home sign.
Oh,
so
like a
that
green light. Green light, red light.
If somebody drives by or something like that.
That's a good idea. The green light's on.
Because I'm like, just come into my house.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like my dog might care and I'll put him in his cage. But then like.
That's a really good idea.
In.
Have a colored light that's on.
Yeah,
you know, like
just like come into my house. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care what my house looks like. You might get me. You might get me in my worst. You might get me in my best. Who knows?
But that's like that. You asked me what my grace was, and I think that's my grace is when you physically are in the presence of a friend, it's a high five, a hug, whatever the case it is. And when it's that feeling where it's like, I love this person.
Yeah.
And it's not like a love that like, it's I mean, in the Bible, we call it Philadelphia, which is, Philadelphia love, which is why the brotherly love, and it's like that feeling is second to none.
Yeah.
I mean, it is such a good feeling because it's like, you are my friend.
Yeah. And I can be comfortable.
Yes.
I can be comfortable just being me and know that you're not going to like
no agenda
run for
or
the
anything
hills.
like that. Yeah. What do you want to hear, Kim?
I want pictures.
If you're 4th of July.
No. No, not of your wounds. Please don't send me pictures.
Please don't send us those. Yeah.
But I do want to see a picture with you and your best friend.
Oh, yeah.
Just give us their name. Maybe tag them. Let them know. Like, let this be people of the world join him. Like, that's what I feel like. Love train. Like, share a picture of your best friend that you have and just tag them and, say like, hey, I'm glad you're my friend.
Yeah.
The end. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I want to hear.
Yeah, I would love to see like a bonus points if you send us a picture of your best friend back in the day.
Ooh,
like that is where it's at.
That's
like,
a good one.
Hey, this is me in jail back in the day, kicking it. Like
this is me passed out on the couch.
Right. I have a couple of photos that like I don't know how the photo got taken because cameras weren't around. But there's a couple photos where I'm like, oh yeah, that was a good time.
I'm so glad also that cameras were around.
But it wouldn't have happened, right? Like those things wouldn't have transpired and taken place. It just wouldn't have been there. So yeah, like if you have like that 80s, 90s, and even if we have some older listeners, 70s, 80s, whatever.
Give us some pictures of your friends.
Let's see, like back in the day, you and your bud.
Tell us like where the party. Like tell us,
give us the story.
Tell us what that picture is from.
100%.
We want to know the picture.
This is my dude. This is my girl.
That's
whatever.
Exciting. That's a good. That I like.
Yeah. So that, and then your favorite thing about the 4th. Since it's Monday and we're post 4th of July, like what do you love? Our town decided to totally miss the mark and shoots off fireworks the month before.
Yeah,
so
it's a weird moment. It's such a weird moment. We're going out with friends actually.
Oh,
on
nice.
the 4th, we're going to their campsite. So
yeah,
it's gonna be a party.
All right, so don't forget to share your thoughts with us. We love hearing from you guys. If you have stories or questions or even suggestions for future topics, drop us a line. We are planning on maybe bringing some guests into the studio coming up. So,
Hope so
that would be super exciting. Rate, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends and family. You can reach out to us on social media, but the easiest way is just to drop us an email at greaseandgracepod@gmail.com. Until then, thank you for being a friend. Travel around the world and back again.
Bye, guys.
See ya.